All right, guys, let's check out these new models from MMI. These are part of the Norite series of watches. There will be a Kickstarter launch on November 7th of 2023, so snapshot in time. But right away, I have to say that I'm actually kind of blown away that we're able to see watches built like this for these price points. So early adopters of the Kickstarter program, you're talking, these are just over $300 US if I'm reading this right. So check the link in the description to verify that, because I'm shaking my head over here. It doesn't make any sense to me. You got very good looking watches to begin with, but you have sapphire, tinted sapphire dials on. There's like 3 different ways you can get this watch, or there's multiple colorways, but then there's 3 different ways you can get the watch. You can get the sapphire dials. You can get the washi paper. Washi? I'm probably butchering that, right? But it's a Japanese art form with these incredible thin layers of textured paper. They layer them up and they build out these dials. We've seen them on some very, very high-end watches. This is the first time I've ever seen it at a price point this low. I don't get it. Same thing for the sapphire dial, excuse me. And they're sapphire crystals. So let's talk about the size and the specs and everything like that first, because I can go on and on about the value proposition here. Some people, might not be on board with the Kickstarter launch sort of thing, but MMI has launched Kickstarter 5 times successfully. So they're not new to this, right? So they have it down pat. And these are just incredible. Look at it, applied indices and everything. Case size on this, and this is another one too, it's a little bit of an optical illusion. They look a little bit larger than they actually are. Let me read off the dimensions. I think you'll see that they're totally wearable. 39.3 millimeter wide. It doesn't look like that because it's, it doesn't have a dive bezel like we're normally used to, right? This is more of a traditionally laid out watch. So the dial's a little bit bigger. It's going to present a little bit larger, even though it's going to wear like a 39. The lug to lug is only 46. You can see these links drop off right away. So it's 46, polished, a lot of polishing going on here, a little bit of brushed up top. Thickness only 12.1. Again, you don't have a lot of contouring to the side of the case as far as like deviation and up and down. So it's not quite a slab side, but it might look thicker than it is. It's only 12.1 millimeter thick. You have that chamfered and slightly domed sapphire crystal with AR coating, but it remains thin. 20 millimeter lug width, and the bracelet does taper down to 18. This is a great pairing of the bracelet to the watch. You have screw pins. You have 5-link polished in the center, brushed on the outer flanks, matches the watch perfectly. You have a more of a traditional fold-over clasp, 5 micro adjust, double pusher, and a fold-over keeper signed with the MMI logo. Case back. This guy here has printed on below the display case back. The movements are all Miyota. 9015 for no date, 9039 for a date. Or no, the other way around. 9015 for date, 9039 for no date. I don't know. I get them mixed up. 9015 for date. This is a date. And then 9039 for no date. Get it straight. There we go. So quick release bars on the bracelet. I feel like this watch kind of would stay on bracelet for me. There are some stretch goals in the background there. You can see some leather and some fabric. Those are stretch goals on the Kickstarter campaign, but this is Lume print on there too. As MMI, in case you're not aware of them, they do a really good job with Lume. Lume crown, great Lume on the markers. That's probably BGW9 because it looks really white. And then if you look closely here, you can see the date is actually below the sapphire there. So it's just wherever it's highlighted, that's the date. So pretty interesting way to display the date. That's kind of MMI's signature. Now let's take a look at the washi paper one. This is the blue one. Yes, they are doing an orange one. That is the one I'm going to try to get my hands on because look at the texture on this. Can we zoom in more? Yes, we can. Let's check it out. Look at the texture on that dial. That's because it's paper. Those are like fibers in the paper. And then the gloss. I mean, look at that's just amazing. As cool as the sapphire dial is, if I can get these washi paper dials at this price point, Yeah, that's the route I'm going. You can see the screws on either side of the dial there, just above and below the 6 and the 9 cardinal positions there. That's how they hold the dials together, the assembly of the dials. Again, very cool. I like that. You can see it happening. Nicely polished handset, nice applied markers. And then on this one, because it comes out of that factory where they do those paper dials, they went ahead and put that on the crystal too, on the display back. Give props to where props are due. That's where those paper dials are done, right out of that factory. And that's loomed too. I can't wait to show you guys the loom. All right, let's zoom back out. Let's pop these on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can check that out. Very good, clean, classic looking watches. The real attention to detail on these, I mean, it's a good looking case and bracelet. Don't get me wrong. It's just, there's nothing crazy going on there. Where the crazy is those dials. That's where all of the effort went, or not all of it, most of it. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to minimize the rest of the watch. The rest of the watch is good, but what makes it great are those dials. That's what I mean to say. The entirety of the watch is good. The dials make it great. There it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I'd be torn, but at that price point, you could probably get the Sapphire dial one, which is available in other colors, but really, I want that orange paper one. Is the one I want. There they are. And then, like I said, these are stretch goals. The leather and this. I think the overall campaign, I think he's only trying to hit like $30,000. I don't think he's going to have a hard time doing that. I really don't. Not with the design, the looks of these watches. I think that's a very achievable goal. So you can see a really nice clean loom, loomed crowns, and loomed case backs. The third dial that I'm not able to show you actually has the Northern Lights loomed on the dial, but these were the two that were sent over for video. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next vid.